Canadian Thanksgiving was this weekend, and I want to wish all my other Canadian friends a happy Thanksgiving weekend. I wanted to come on here and talk about what made the holidays special this year. Now, if you don't know, I'm usually someone that bakes a lot of NMF. I'm kind of a unicorn in that it doesn't trigger me. But this year, I've decided to lean into my Bright Line Eating program, and I realized I don't want to bake NMF for people who may or may not be food addicts. What I want to do is I want to celebrate the holidays the way they were meant to be celebrated. So this Thanksgiving, I decided to think back to what does Thanksgiving represent? Thanksgiving represents groups of people coming together over a table shared together and sharing their culture, sharing different cultures, coming together and celebrating thankfulness for this beautiful land that we live in. It didn't take me more than a moment to realize that my culture right now is Bright Line Eating. And so instead of bringing the traditional iconic NMFs that I'm known for bringing to the Thanksgiving gathering, I volunteered to bring the vegetables. And I decided to bring my vegetables, not just common vegetables. This is rutabaga and carrots that I roasted together. I also made a cauliflower mash and I made plenty to share. I also made a spaghetti squash cold salad that sort of has an Asian flair to it. The point is, I shared myself with my family, and that's really what Thanksgiving is all about. Being together, sharing our culture and our joys and our gratitudes together. As much as Thanksgiving is about food, it's really not. The food is meant to be a symbol of generosity and unity and love. So as I look ahead to the holiday season yet to come, and I think about all the traditional NMF that I bake, that I'm known for baking, that I use to spread joy and cheer, I'm actually really encouraged by this thought that the holiday isn't about the food. And this is a true retraining process that needs to happen in my brain. How can I spread love and cheer if I'm not giving people a big sparkly tin full of NMF? And to answer this question, I actually had to reflect back on some of the most cherished traditions in my family and where they were birthed. They were usually birthed out of a lack, not out of an abundance. When I think about what creative traditions were established during the Depression that my family carried on year after year, holiday after holiday, it's usually that creativity that is born out of necessity that creates the most beautiful, cherished memories. And with that inspiration in mind, I realized that it's a gift for me to remove NMF from my holidays. And I began to use my brain, and you know what? It got real creative. I started thinking of such fun ideas and places to pour my creativity that have nothing to do with NMF and will bless my loved ones way more than the traditional NMF gifts would. Did you know there's like 500 different ways to wrap a present where it can look amazing and artistic? Did you know you can make your own wrapping paper? Did you know you can buy floating candle wicks and submerge all kinds of beautiful greenery in some water, put a little inch of oil at the top and make beautiful floating candles that are just breathtaking? If my mind was still on the NMF, it would not have been on my loved ones, and it would not have come up with these sorts of creative ideas. It is the creativity that comes from a heart of, I have enough, and what I have is enough. I do not need to give people what is not mine to give, but what I do have to give them is of far greater value. Once I removed the idea of baking NMF as an option, I also began to think of amazing creative ways that I can build new memories with my kids this Christmas. All kinds of beautiful craft ideas that they can use as their gifts for loved ones came to mind. And for Thanksgiving, I decided to make these beautiful chai tea mix bags that people can just boil in 6 cups of water for 20 minutes, and then they've got a beautiful chai tea concentrate. I packed 2 ounces of coconut milk along for my fat serving with supper, and I was able to partake. So I made a bag for everyone at our Thanksgiving gathering, and I also had bags left over that I gave to each of them as a gift at Thanksgiving. How beautiful is that? I would not have thought of that if my eyes and brain and nose was all up in the NMF this season. So can the holidays be beautiful and romantic and memorable without NMF? Absolutely they can. This Thanksgiving really proved that to me. I am excited more than ever for the coming holiday season. Bring on the brightness.